Yeah.
Alright guys, welcome back. Part
2 of the Hiking the Abandoned Bright Railway Line video series. If you haven't watched part 1, I would urge you to watch it before watching this video. Without further ado, enjoy.
It's 5:30 a.m. Good morning. We're woken up very early because we've got 30 kilometers of walking to do today, and even waking up this early, it's going to take over 12 hours to get to Myrleford.
Okay, it's 7:50 in the morning. We're leaving camp a little later than we planned, but we're heading off now.
Humans heading towards Bright. We've got an old railway culvert here, like there would have been a track where I'm standing. There's actually another one up here. So there would have been at least 2 tracks here. I've just figured out why there's 2 tracks, because we're actually at the diversion point. That would have been the Yakandanda line there, which was actually the original line. And then this is the line to Bright, which was actually built later.
I think this might be the remnants of a steam train filling spout.
If you guys know what this is, then leave a comment below.
Today's mission, from here to here, without dying. That's the line up to Beechworth and Yakandanda. This is the one to Myrleford. I definitely want to do that other line another time, but for today, let's just head towards Bright. It is supposed to rain later in the afternoon. Not sure what the plan is. We'll just figure it out when that happens.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hat.
Okay.
dairy.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for this moment. Finally, on the side of the train track, we have an old dog spike. That's really cool to see, and I'm going to leave it right there so other people can appreciate it. Just spotted a bolt that would have once held the rail tracks together.
Where are you guys hiking to?
Bright.
Right. Oh, very good.
Looking towards Bowser, looking towards Bright. That's probably the main town of Everton down there. Just stopping for a quick break here and to medicate my feet. Yuck. The repair has been undertaken. I preemptively taped this foot before it got worse, because I definitely left the other foot too long, and that's what it caused to blister. We are now at the deminence of Brookfield Railway Station. If you look closely, there's sort of mound ruins on that side of the track and another mound on this side of the track. Maybe this was the passenger side, that was the goods side, I don't know. There's not a great deal remaining, and there's not even a plaque talking about the history. That's a shame.
Continuing on towards Myrleford.
We're coming up to the level crossing of the Great Alpine Road. On the Bowser side of the level crossing, you've actually got the remains of where the level crossing signal control box would have once stood. Once again, if you look closely, you can still see the rails underneath the bitumen. Can you see the train track still submerged? That's level crossing, looking towards Bowser. We've got a can here. Hume and Hovel passed this way the 24th of November, 1824. Erected November, 1924. The freight that's getting carried on that truck today, most likely, once upon a time, would have been carried by rail. And this person, wherever they're going, probably would have once hopped a train at one of the train stations and gone to wherever they were going. It's always fascinating to think about how once vital this train line was, and then how it slipped into obsolescence, eventually abandonment, and then I guess converted to a rail trail. It's good that it's been turned into a rail trail so it can be used by the world. I'm stopping the video right here. Have you liked the video? Have you subscribed? Good, let's continue. Caution, cattle crossing ahead, give way. On the right hand side of the path, Mount Buffalo is now starting to come into view. That bull is such a Chad. We're now coming into Bowman's Forest. There's a cemetery over there. This bridge is kind of interesting because it's got like a sort of water diverting thing to slow the water down as it continues on its merry way. There's a piece of white railway track here. I wonder if that's the remains of a level crossing warning sign. That's looking back towards Bowser. The gravel on the side of the track here is all green. It's all covered in lichen. That's interesting. We stop for a break and look at how many flies there are. Did you know hummingbirds are the only birds that can fly backwards? Quick draw sunscreen.
Continuing on.
I know we're all fed up with the bridges, but this one had wood on it, so I had to show it.
Which just makes it very quite interesting.
I'm not a mega gunzel, so I'm not 100% sure, but was this like an old railway petrol tanker car? I'm not sure. There's a huge junkyard coming up. There's got to be at least 200 cars here. This paddock here could be an entire YouTube video just within itself. Have a look at some of these. Those trucks there are from World War II. There's some really cool stuff here. We've got an FB or an EK Holden there. There's just so much. Even this ute on its own would make my day.
This is absolutely incredible.
We've got what I'm assuming to be a Land Rover Series 3 and then the little buggy next to it. Got an old Mazda catering van. I think that's a Morris Minor. The automotive graveyard just goes on and on. It's even on the other side of the train track. Wow, check out this old FB or EK Holden. That's amazing. I got so caught up in looking at all the vehicles, but wow, we're actually at Bowman train station. You can actually see the old platform mound as well. Very cool. Obviously not much remaining of the station today.
But if we jump in our timed machine and pop out of Bowman railway station on the 26th of May 1960, this is what we would see. A man with a trolley going about his business and locomotive K161 hauling a goods service. How fascinating. Whilst we're still in the past, let's jump back about another 35 years to the 1920s, where we see happy passengers roaming the Bowman railway station platform as the staff unload the mail bags. How fascinating. Okay, time to go back to the future.
Since this is the old station side, I wonder if the house where this car hoarder lives is actually the old station master's house.
One would assume, because the house has the same color scheme as the old railway station buildings.
How incredible is that?
Got an old milestone there. And I love this. We have a Mazda E2000 truck. This place is so awesome. There's another Blitz wrecker, and they were used in World War II. Looks like that's probably the latest addition to the yard. Rust in pieces, little Toyota. Could be worse places to do it. Continuing on towards Bright. The World War II history continues. We've got an old Nissan hut here that was converted to a CFA station. We've got some outdoor artwork here. Bike people. Bike people. Bike people. Bike people. Bike people. Bike people. Bike people.
Dairy.
That's looking back towards Bowser, but I'm once again interrupted by some automotive remnants. This entire gully has been filled with cars. Maybe this was done in an effort to mitigate erosion. All these years later, it is kind of cool to see these old model cars just rusting away in the ditch. Do you guys see that? It's like a little mouse. Okay, let's continue on from Rust Bucket Gully and back onto the train track. I think we're starting to ascend Taylor's Gap. This has got to be Taylor's Gap. This is a long, steady incline, and I am pooped. Okay, mate, I am fed up. There has been no picnic tables and no benches this entire way. Ah! Ah! That's looking back down Taylor's Gap towards Bowser. Taylor's Gap almost killed me. It's like an oasis in the desert. A picnic table. Finally, a seat. We made it up. I've got my mandatory milkshake. Look how sweaty I am. I've already stained the chair.
I've got goosebumps.
It appears that this rest stop has been built on an old bypass section of the Great Alpine Road. The road down there must be the new version of this.
Here is a Google Maps screenshot which shows where the railway track used to run versus where the rail trail runs today.
Magnificent. What's on the menu for lunch?
We're having tuna noodles again.
We're fired up here next to the Taylor's Gap sign, which I will read right now. Taylor's Gap, 1857. And take it away, Brian.
There was only a rough track between Beechworth and the Buckland Valley in 1857. It was originally known as Bryant's Gap, misnamed after a Mrs. O'Brien who operated an accommodation house for gold miners. The present name was adopted after one of the first Bowman's forest land selectors, George Taylor, established a hotel here in 1858. The Bowman's Forest Hotel was the first in the basin. There were 13 at various times. Crawford and Connolly stagecoaches changed their horses here so they would be fresh for the steep climb up the Buckland Gap to Beechworth. Nearby a toll gate was established to levy funds for road and bridge maintenance. The fee for a saddle horse to pass was 3p, but who collected the tolls is unknown. In 1878 Ned Kelly's escape route from Stringybark Creek was via Taylor's Gap.
We're now back on the train alignment. That's looking towards Bright. That's looking down the alignment towards Bowser. Looking towards Bright. At the Bowser end of this cutting, we've actually got one of these little squiggly things. I forgot what these things actually do as a part of the train track, but we got one of them here. You can definitely see the railway embankment here. Oftentimes they'll use the earth removed when building a cutting to build these embankments. Just a casual Mount Buffalo there, don't mind it. That takes the cake as the most flogged out telecom marker on this whole track so far. Looking back down the line towards Bowser, that's looking towards Bright. It is gorgeous out here. On the wall of this cutting, we've actually got a little metal piece. This bit would have screwed into the wooden part of the telegraph pole and that would have taken the insulator. Pretty cool to still see that here. And let's put it right back where we found it so other people can enjoy it. The train line definitely would have looked a lot different when there were telephone poles running alongside. We've made our way to the Gapstead Recreation Reserve. We've got to do another feet health update. I've got another blister on my left foot. My toe was giving me stripes, so I chopped part of the toenail off and taped it up. Guys, I'm so pooped. My feet are like soaked in sweat. I think that's why I'm getting so many blisters. I think I'm gonna take this off, it hurts too much. Oh. I've been wearing the same socks for like 3 days and they're soaking wet in sweat. I've changed into a fresh pair. I'm still crippled, but I'm feeling a lot better. Yep, sorry, if you're gonna wanna see humans' feet, that's behind a paywall. This is the first toilet that I've seen since Everton. You can definitely tell they built the second stage of the rail trail on a shoestring budget. Also, this toilet isn't even signed. You've got to just know this is here. Now, I would pause to quickly use this to flex my jacked obliques, but I think I've done enough exercise today.
Yeah.
Having a echidna. Got an echidna here. Hello. I present to you the third official chair of the day. Looking towards Bowser, I think we may have just stumbled upon the deminence of Gapstead Railway Station. There's no sign or anything denoting it. I just see what looks to be like an old platform mount with some spaghetti pieces of iron rods, I don't know what to call them, that would have once held the platform edge up. This station, which I reckon is Gapstead train station, is quite far away from the main township of Gapstead, so it might just be a loading platform of some description. I'm not sure. I reckon this was Gapstead Railway Station. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below.
I couldn't find much history on Gapstead Railway Station except for the fact that in World War II it was used to transport prisoners of war. These captured men mainly arrived by boat to Sydney, then came by train to Gapstead railway station. The prisoners were then marched to the camp. Myrleford prisoner of war camp number 5 housed Italian POWs and operated from late 1942 until October 1946.
We're here at the Gapstead Estate Alpine Valleys Winery. And as you can see, they're using old pieces of railway tracks as their trellis ends.
I think these are called trellises.
I just want to check in to say I'm sweating bullets and my feet really hurt. If you like trains, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please make my death worthwhile. I was watching some other people's videos of this rail trail and they said to head into the winery to grab like a fancy bite to eat and a little sip. I think if I rocked up right now, they would call the police. Here I present to you the 4th chair of the day. And as you can see, it is in excellent condition. Looking towards Bowser. Check out this fungus. It is growing through the bitumen. That is a persistent fungus. You don't want that in your shower or on your feet. Welcome to the Great Alpine Road. Looking towards Bright. I want to rage at this, but there's technically no toilets for like a 28-kilometer stretch, so I don't blame them. I'm not counting Gapstead because it's not on the map. Now passengers go by bus. Once upon a time, they went by rail. It's gone 5 o'clock and we are tantalizingly close to Myrleford. I think what would have been comfortable is to... Dude, there's so much traffic! I think what would have been more comfortable would... Oh my... There's so much traffic I can't film. It's almost like we need a train line. Let's try that again. What would have been comfortable? I'm just gonna scream over the traffic. I think what would have been comfortable would have been to camp in Gapstead, but we've got like proper accommodation booked in Myrleford, so we're just gonna press on. I am at my wit's end though. That's looking towards Bowser. I'm now gonna divert off the train alignment and through these bushes onto the old Ovens Highway. The diversion was to show you guys this old abandoned mine shaft. Quick squeeze of this old gold mine. It's pretty collapsed.
Oh my word.
It's pretty dark too. Yikes. Ooh.
Sorry, I'm completely knackered.
It's a pretty short mine. As you can see, it just ends here. And it definitely would have been a gold mine because you can see here's the quartz reef that they were chasing all the way down into that corner, but obviously it was not profitable, or for whatever reason the mine became abandoned.
This is absolutely incredible.
Okay, let's continue towards Myrleford along the old Ovens Highway for a change. I'm not sure when this section of road was bypassed, but it's obviously been a long time considering the condition. It's hard to see it underneath all this spring grass, but there is actually a DIY BMX park here. I want to keep walking along the old Ovens Highway because there's something really cool I want to show you up here, but let's just pop back onto the rail trail for a second. Looking towards Bowser, looking towards Bright. We have a random dog here. Hello, random dog. I'm going to keep walking on the old Ovens Highway.
Let's go.
This is what I wanted to show you guys. Since this section of road was decommissioned a long time ago, you still have the old level crossing warning line markings. The old Ovens Highway is starting to end. That's the track that leads to this now bypass road. But you can see the bitumen would have continued this way. The road has been completely removed now. In these bushes here is roughly where the level crossing would have once been. And here's the rail embankment side view as we make our way into Myrleford. We've got another canine companion. This is the Myrleford Livestock Sale Yard.
Let's get a closer look.
Judging by the fresh cow poo, this place is still active. There's nothing stopping me from just coming in. Up here is where the prospective buyers of the livestock would sit. The livestock would come through, get paraded through. Everyone would have a nice look at the cow or sheep. Up there is where the auctioneer would most likely stand. Pretty cool to see an old style country sale yard. There's a brand new water tank here, but this place looks so derelict. This catwalk looks brand new as well. I'm not sure what the go is with this place, but let's press on because it is starting to rain. Back on the rail trail, heading to Myrleford, coming up on another cool historic bridge.
Barwidgey Creek.
The deck is obviously new, but you can see the original riveted sides. Bluestone caps on the top of the pillars. I feel like this used to have a wooden deck on it. I'll look back through my old photos.
I didn't have any photos on hand, but Technocrete Structural and Durability Consulting Engineers Proprietary Limited did. Yes, up until the 23rd of June 2025, the Barwidgee Creek Bridge retained its original heavily worn wooden deck.
That's looking towards Bowser, and this is where it starts to get confusing, because in Myrleford, a lot of the land has been bought up and built on. So this was once looking towards Bright, but as you can see, we're not supposed to go there. The rail trail just takes an abrupt turn this way. We're now diverging away from the rail line. Farewell rail line, let's go over here. Got another crispy old tobacco farm there. Savages, we did it. We made it to Myrtleford, but we're not out of the woods yet. Underneath this bridge, we have a magnificent piece from the Myrtleford Mosaic Trail.
Look at that, getting up good. Nice little throw up there. We got our fam up on the wall there.
Helena! We have a magnificent historic tobacco kiln, except I'm way too zonked to explain the history of this. Brian, can you help me out with this one, please?
Yep, can do, sir. This log tobacco kiln was built by Pizzini Brothers of Urabin in 1957 and was typical of kilns built during the 1930s to the early 1960s. Tobacco leaves were tied onto a stick using string, and approximately 500 of these sticks would be hung on the racks in the kiln. The kiln was heated by wood burnt in 1 or 2 furnaces located outside the rear of the kiln. The heat from the furnace was piped by flue pipes into the kiln. The temperature started at 30 degrees Celsius and finished at 74 degrees Celsius. Humidity was manually controlled by the size of the fire, the opening of exhaust vents in the roof and fresh air vents at floor level. The leaf would take approximately 7 days to cure and would yield about 500 kilograms and be worth about $3,000, year 2000. This kiln was kindly donated by Alf Pizzini of Urabin and was relocated to Rotary Park in Myrtleford in 2000.
I'm not hamming it up for the camera like this is my speed. I am so soft. We're walking along the Great Alpine Road. The train track actually once went through what is now the Savoy Park Oval. Anyway, we're going to continue walking along here. Mount Buffalo is looking on fleek tonight. We made it to Myrtleford, but I'm already angry. Myrtleford is a place. That M should be capitalized. The train line would have gone through what is now that random industrial paddock. I'm actually going to chuck in some Google Maps photos here, sort of showing you how after the train line closed, obviously the land was sold off and now it's sort of covered in houses and stuff. So there's not really that much to see here of the old alignment in Myrtleford until we get a little bit closer to town. Super cool old van there. Let's have a quick look at the phoenix tree.
The sculpture represents a mythical bird, the phoenix, embracing new life as it rises out of the ashes at the apex of the sculpture. It causes us to reflect upon deforestation, humanity's dependence on trees for survival and the need for renewal of forests across the world.
We're on the corner of Myrtle Street, or the Great Alpine Road, and Jones Street. Down here is the big tree, and that is where we're going to pick up this video when I have more energy and I can actually talk. Anyway, for the rest of tonight, we've got 5 things to do. Pizza.
Shopping.
Laundry. Shower. Bed.
That concludes part 2 of hiking the abandoned Bright Railway Line video series. Smash like and leave a comment as to what you thought of the expedition so far. If you're new to Fogarty Avenue, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss part 3 when it is released. Thanks for watching and believe in yourself.